Hey, everybody, welcome to the Black Elephant Podcast with your host, Brandon Gillian. Also got my producer co-host, Sean Dream McQueen.
Yeah, what's going on, folks?
What's going on? This is the podcast that spreads news, information, intellectual conversations throughout the men and male community, especially black man community. It's the Black Elephant Podcast where you can have that idea. An idea is definitely gonna get round tabled and it's ironed out. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Also uplifting and putting power back into the people as we work together and growing in this community of solid ass motherfuckers. True enough.
All right,
So
so let's
as
get into it. Oh man.
little technical difficulty, but we are right back on track. G, I I like to first off kind of congratulate you on your recent performances at the LA Logo, right?
Yep, at the Flint local. So Friday it was a show called The Cozy Takeover that I was part of. A bunch of artists. Some of them I knew, some of them I wasn't familiar with. But as well as myself, they had artists like Ace Cabana. They had Cameron Tyler went up. I want to say Day Day was on stage for a minute. Bay Bro was on stage.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a couple of people and there was some new people that I wasn't really tapped in with, but I got to see him perform. It was a dude named Is Bo that was on stage. I forgot the letters that was in front, but it was a young man by the name of Kari that for sure had YN energy. So, I don't even want to say nothing too crazy about Buddy. He might hear this and
Uh,
figure out where I'll be. Like, but nah, he was chill. You know what I'm saying? There was a bunch of artists, some new, some I was already familiar with from, what I'm saying, things in the past. So it was cool.
it's cool, cool.
But while
What?
we thought congratulations, congratulate me on the show, you got a whole child. Like congratulations to you, young man. Adding to the family, adding to the legacy, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations to you on a nice, healthy young baby.
Yes, not too long ago, I had a baby girl delivered on the 30th, and thank you God, it was a smooth delivery. Everything worked out. We got in and out of the hospital, which is great. Sometimes they overkeep you, and we just been chilling. Every day it's been a wake up in the middle of 3 in the morning type of night. It's been a blessing at every step of the way. So add it up. I got three girls, so time to go nuts with everything I'm doing. That's why I feel like pushing everything I got. Ain't nothing else to get. Damn sure ain't. They called me at the store. I had to go to the bounce house today. I had to go to Planet 3. I had to go to Rainbow because Gabby's getting bigger. She got a pair of shoes. So it's like everybody needs some of something. So you got to work. And not just regular work. That brings me to like kind of like this broad conversation I was going to have with you, G. Like asking for help, but I don't think it's really asking for help. It's like more like if you see it like an awesome ass deal in your face, should you scoop the whole deal or should you leave some on the table type shit?
What do you mean by the whole deal?
Well, let's say if you eat, let's say, damn, I was trying to put it in like music terms, but I'm just gonna put it in terms up.
Oh,
Understand?
you talking like a record deal?
Right.
Okay. If it's a situation like that, I think if it's being put on the table, I'd have to really think about what's being, what I'm saying, put in front of me. Because a lot of people will look at a deal and think like, oh, this is my quick way to get my family out the hood. You know what I'm saying? But they don't recognize like what's actually happening when they sign. And basically, it's like getting a loan. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna give you a certain amount of money. They're gonna tell you you can create an album or whatever. They're gonna ask you for a product for all of the money they invest in you. And as far as marketing that product, as far as putting it together, like getting collabs from other artists or getting beats from producers and all that stuff comes out of that budget. So before you go buy a chain, before you go buy your mama a house, before you go buy a car, you gotta think about the project that you about to put out. And I think a lot of people get into that situation. They just take this money as if it's like money that they have in the bank and not understanding that this is an advance towards whatever product, you know what I'm saying, you end up giving it. So with that in mind, I might decline most deals unless it's like a crazy life changing amount of money, or I know for sure I'm gonna be able to make an album with and like recoup that. But I think more than likely, if it's a deal on the table like right now, tomorrow, a week from now, it'll probably just turn me up. Like, oh, if they offering me 100 racks, I know I'm worth a million. So let me go figure out where my million is. You know what I'm saying? Let me go figure out what I need to be doing to at least up this number. Because if they offer me 100 racks and all I'm doing is, you know what I'm saying, local shows and this and that, maybe I need to start hitting the road and, you know what I'm saying, figuring out how I can get that up to a million.
Both.
Yeah, five, six, seven, whatever. But, I just feel like a deal on the table right now will have to make a lot of sense. And I think a lot of people who get signed to a deal that has a good money amount up front, but they don't think about, you know what I'm saying, what needs to happen after that. So knowing what I know, I probably wouldn't take one unless, you know what I'm saying, unless it's lucrative for sure.
Hey, you said completely equitied out. All the equity will go right back. All
Yeah,
investors, all the
uh,
above.
everything. I'm gonna be in that meeting asking so many questions.
Man, so many questions. We're talking about that. Moving on to the next kind of like point with that is I meant is more leaving it on the table. Let's say right now, right now I can do 20. I can do five guests
Uh huh.
for each private party. I can cook for five people total. Now this one people they got 14 people. They said, but I can only do five. Should I stretch myself, leave that money, or leave that money on the table? 'Cause I'm good. Sometimes I feel like I get to the point where I'm working and I do my shit, but I'm leaving my money on my table. Like I can push myself a little bit harder to do that. I can, you know what I mean? I can go a little bit further to see that goal completed, and then I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna leave it on the table. You know, I'm not even gonna push myself that far because I know I'm gonna be sore, or I know I'm gonna be hurting later, or I know I ain't gonna, me and my old lady ain't gonna see eye to eye if I hit that one more time. You know what I mean? If I
Yeah.
don't come home with them certain amount of hours or something. So shit
Yeah.
like that.
Well, I mean, like in a situation like that where you know that you got the resources to take care of five and somebody like, hey, but I got this 14 is good money. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about it like, what do you want your brand to be known for? Or what do you want your business to be known as? Like, cause
Mm,
somebody could offer you some money and it'll look good up front. But if you know that trying to accommodate that is going to make your brand look like it's less than, or, you know what I'm saying, it's going to look like a rush job, or, if you don't have the tools to properly take care of that many people, you know what I'm saying, you can't really, there's no way to know how that person is going to receive whatever effort you give them. You might have been busting your ass to get it together, but if it's less than the quality is when you take care of five, they're gonna notice that and they're gonna have something to say about that. So now you kind of risking the reputation of your brand because you wanted this quick money grab. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they look good up front, but you got to do like what leans to the integrity of your brand. Like, you know what? I can do this within quality. If you want me to do that, you're gonna have to wait till I get another person, or you know what? Maybe I can't do it today, but if you give me a little bit more time, maybe I can get somebody to work with me and, what I'm saying, we can take care of 10 of y'all. I know if I got two or three people that what I'm saying, I trust on my end, I might have to break down the bread with them, but at the same time, what I'm saying, now you can do whatever you was planning to do with the quality that you needed to be at. But if somebody just, saying they hit you the day of, hey, look, I got this for you. You think you can make it happen? You probably gonna have to turn that down. Like, I would
mm.
love to do that. I just don't have the manpower to do it.
And that's it. I think you just opened it up right there. To do certain things, you have to have a certain amount of team. You have to have the team, the manpower, the people behind the scene that's dedicated to the direction you giving them. Not really you got the vision. And sometimes they can see the vision, but they just need the direction to go there.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm.
For sure. Cause it's like a lot of this stuff that a lot of times the person with the vision might not have everything that's needed to execute it. You know what I'm saying? I might be really, really good at putting the picture together, but financially I don't have all the resources. Or maybe I'll put together the big picture and then somebody else come help me brainstorm and they fill in the details. And, stuff like that is kind of why people need a team. And I think that's why it's very smart to kind of build with people you can rely on that's not counting favors like, oh, I did this for you or I helped you out here. So you need to help me out here. And you know what I'm saying? If y'all are working together towards whatever goal that y'all set, then it's more of like a teammate thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to count how many times I passed you the ball and you missed. We focused on how we can get the ball to go in more often. You know what I'm saying? If
More
my
often.
jumper is better, I got to take more shots. Your jumper better, you got to take more shots.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody pass game is weak, you know what? Let's just hit him when he open because we know if he got to get it back to somebody, that ball getting stolen. So let's just catch him when he in the paint and he can just put it up. You know what I'm saying? So it's about like knowing where the people around you is weak and how to fill in or how to step up to, account for the spaces they weak in or, work with them and figure out how you can get them to strengthen whatever weakness they might have. But I just think it's easier to move as a team when you got like a dream or you got something that is going to take a lot of effort. A lot of people will try to do everything themselves, put the whole plan on their back. And then before you know it, they don't wear themselves out and they burnt out because they trying to do the job of 6, 7 different people.
Yeah. That is true. That is true.
So who do you feel like is your team right now when you think about your goals and the things you trying to do? Do you feel like you got a team squared away or you feel like that's something you got to work on a little bit?
That's something I gotta work on a little bit to have a proper team.
I feel it. I
Have
feel
a
it.
proper team, because proper team will involve, you know, people with outside vision, people with outside knowledge that I don't have. And then, you know what I mean? Y'all my brothers, y'all my dogs, y'all have very similar knowledge, very similar experience or knowledge as I do. You know what I mean? In a way, so and so far, there's only so far I can ask you. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And you need some experience that don't nobody have. Like, and the reason I ask you, like, who is your team and who you feel like, if you feel like you got it squared away, is because sometimes you need people with different, skills, like you were just saying, different experiences and stuff like that. And personally, I feel like your team might need a crackhead.
Mm-mm. Hey, off the rip, you get some good ass ideas and some good
I'm just
resources.
saying, because you got to think about it. These are some of the most dedicated people on the planet. They wake up with that objective to get hot for the day, and 9 times out of 10, they hit it. So they done figure something out. Maybe it's not the best goal, but it takes some tenacity to hit your goal that many times on the head. You feel me?
Yeah, that is true.
So you might need a little, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody give me a sneaker.
You might need somebody that's gonna help you move a washer for $12.
Hey, hey, sell you some socks. Everybody got some nice socks in the lab. Hey, baby,
Boy,
we all
I'm
need
just
some
saying, you gotta think outside the box if you're gonna be a millionaire. That's all I'm
nice
saying.
too.
Just imagine how far like Steve Jobs or Bill Gates would have got with a crackhead in the beginning.
With the crackhead in there, they got
That
money.
boy.
They had the geeker in that bitch for real.
I'm just saying, you gotta think outside the box sometimes, bro. So when you know what I'm saying, when you put your team together, just make sure. But also, you gotta talk to him like through the door. You can't really let him all the way in there.
Come in.
He can't.
Do your
Yeah, yeah. He can't come into the room where the mic is. We just gonna aim a mic towards the door and tell him to speak up.
speak up. Yeah, you only get a segment, my nigga.
Yeah.
That's it. You get a Black Tony segment. Like, I was gonna come in to work today. Hmm.
You gonna have to call him. You gonna have to call in.
You calling in, so you can't be in the lab like this. Yeah, I do need to set. I do need some real ass people to be joining in my shit that I can call. That can be out my corner and really get like some assistance type shit. Whatever you can do. I'm noticing now after seeing a lot of that Ashton Hall shit, he ain't even doing much but his normal day or something. You know, just adding in some TikTok shit, adding in some what's it called, advertising shit.
Yeah. I mean, you'd be surprised how far people is going with B-roll, man. Like, you can catch some footage of you doing pretty much nothing. But if you put the right sound over it or put the right music over it or you slow the footage down, you just look like you're doing something important. Like this, think about it this way. If you look out the window and you just see somebody walking their dog in regular speed, regular day. But if you take that same little clip, you make it like grayer, you take some of the color out of it, you put it in slow motion, and then you put a touching story behind it. Yo, last week I was broke. I was down to my last $20 and I just had to take a walk with my dog and really think about how I wanted to achieve my goals. And before you know it, I had a Bentley. You know what I'm saying? You know how they do it.
That shit, hell yeah.
Yeah, they be making it seem like they had one brainstorming session and then they became successful. But but that B-roll be helping tell the story sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So even if it was just I had to figure out how I was gonna clear my head, and then you sit down and you catch some B-roll of you writing into a notebook. You don't even really have to be writing nothing. You could draw Daffy Duck 3 times, but the fact that you got the pen to the page is gonna make people think like, oh, this person was probably sketching out a business plan, or
Like
he was
doing
probably doing his budget. Boy, I was over here trying to draw Vegeta.
I'm looking important. Hey, that's kind of complicated too now. Hold on.
I'm just saying.
I did not pass
But
that class after school class.
the content game is part really it's really important to how you shoot whatever you shoot in. But also it's like the narrative around it and the editing of it is what take a lot of stuff to the next level.
Right, when they
That's
go
all I'm saying. Yeah.
and hype it up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because even if you would have got, you know what I'm saying, maybe 20 seconds of you playing with your daughters and then, letting them go into the next room and then you sit down, you send out the invite to the pod. And now we all here. You know what I'm saying? It can be like, okay, this is how I balance home life with work life. Boom. You just made something with the potential to at least go viral or sustain the numbers that's on your page. And then on top of that, the people that know you can see that and be like, oh, dang, this is, him balancing life X, Y, and Z. People who don't know you will see that and be like, oh, man, this person got it figured out. Whole work life balance, the mystery of life, right?
True.
So it depends on how you want to spin your narratives, but I think a lot of times it'd be very simple concepts that just get executed well.
Yeah, off the rip. Cause I seen this one chick, I got this one chick, all she do is ask questions in front of the camera and take a damn hike. I'm like, what the fuck? She like, I got signed by her, like Clorox or some shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
Man,
Clorox with Lysol? What the hell? So
it'd be like
that's
that.
that's it. You can definitely get affiliate marketing on the back end, but that's a different way.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get some affiliate marketing. I need to get an apple juice company or something to sponsor me.
Nigga, that's it, bro. That's it, and that's it, dude. Bro, you sit there and get an apple juice company to get in. What did Jeff do? He got a Minute Man commercial now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just about to mention that when you was talking about the deals and stuff. So Jeff got presented with the opportunity to make a jingle for Minute Maid.
Right.
What's crazy is he kind of like remixed the song that he already had in a tuck. No, actually, I feel like he put it out, but he had a project called Spring Cleaning, and then it was kind of like this jingle that had been like weaved in and out of that project. You know what I'm saying? And the music behind it is super dope. You know what I'm saying? It almost sounds like some hip hop version of like elevator music.
Okay.
But he took that and then he turned it into what he got going with Minute Maid, and it's hard. You know what I'm saying? I really hope that they use it for a commercial or,
Yeah.
something big. because he definitely deserved a look. Like as far as people around here who've been like just active and you know what I'm saying, doing stuff for the community. You know, you do the barbecue thing every summer.
Hmm.
So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, he done had his hands in enough pots for something like that to finally work in his favor. So I was really happy when I saw that. And I actually bumped into him at the show on Friday. Got bumped into him at the show and I'm like, man, congratulations, bro. That's a good look.
Wow.
But you know, Jeff, you don't get too excited about nothing. He's, yeah, bro, good look.
What you mean? Like, damn, I know. I guess he already excited. It's
Yeah,
been,
that's how he be though. Like, it was like, bro, congratulations on the Grammy. Yeah, that shit was cool.
yeah, we did that.
Yeah, that shit was cool. You got Rihanna to come out of retirement talking about, yeah, that shit was cool.
That was cool. Dang. That nigga just cool like that. I don't get he cool.
You don't get too excited about nothing, man.
But yeah, you can do the same, I guess.
Nah, but then nah, that's another thing too. Like, it's some people who can see somebody do something good and be like, "Oh man, like that nigga don't deserve it," or "I should have been on blah blah blah." But then it's another people that'll see somebody in that area or something else and be like, "Oh, it's achievable from here."
Right,
Oh, say less. Like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody around the corner did it, I for sure can do it.
right. We just need to figure out to hit the numbers. Hit the
Yeah.
numbers. And
You let
then
Terry bone. I know I'm cuter than that
naked. Oh no, baby. Welcome to the Black Elephant Podcast. That's some real ass nigga shit right there.
But
What?
everybody's seen the wood. They know where that came from. If you listening to this podcast, I'm pretty sure you've seen the wood.
You seen the wood before. God damn. Hey, one time, my mama bought both movies. I don't know why, but she bought The Wood and The Wood. Two different movies. Mind you. That's this one is a scary movie. Other one is the gangster movie.
Okay, you said the wood and the what?
In The Wood,
The, like was it one with an S on it?
right.
Oh wow.
That one answer was for super scary. When I was, what, 10, not even 10, like 6, 7, what? I threw that boy
Yeah.
in, like, yeah, The
She was
Wood.
like blockbuster. Like man, fuck it. I'm just one of these is what he want.
Right. The Wood. Like that. I was
Man, I
12.
this is random. I know it's not in the notes or nothing, but I asked my girl this earlier. Like, let's say you get an estate, right? The land that you live on is so big, it's so crazy that they need a street that leads up to your house now, right?
Yeah.
The street serves as your driveway, basically. It just like ushers people onto your estate, and you drive all the way up, and you go to your house. What are you naming that street?
The street that leads up to my house,
Yeah,
it gotta
there's a boulevard.
we gotta be one of my kids, man.
You gonna name it after one of the babies?
Mm-hmm. But babies with my last name. So we gonna look. This how we gotta do. If this a street, we got it like that with a street. Come to my house. What up, Fizzle? Give me 1 second.
What up, fellas? Fellas, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you, family.
What's
One.
going on, fellas?
I'm gonna answer this question for my boy G, then I'm gonna introduce you back in the conversation. So if I have one street to my house, but I got it like that, you know that street is gonna be Gillian Drive off the go, and then the kids can have their own streets to their driveway. Their driveway will be a legal fucking street. You know, we finna figure it out.
Yeah, like it get to the point where they gotta like, hey yo, what you naming this so we can put it in Google Maps?
Period. Let them know. Welcome to the stage, JT Fizzle, joining the conversation to the Black Elephant Podcast. How we rocking it? Thank you, son.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's your boy, man. The one and only. Can't call me. Success and my homies. I never leave me lonely. We in this thing. It's the Black Elephant Podcast. It's your boy, Mr. Don't Take No Shit. Mr. Will Take It Girl if you're talking too much shit. And Mr. Run It Up with the crew. We back in this thing like we left something. So make sure we don't forget something. We in this thing. What's happening? It's Fizzle. It's your boy.
And
His
that's
intro always sound like a battle rap.
it. He about to get it to you.
It told the show sound like round one.
And let them know. Hitting them bars, you can't help it, man.
That's that audience.
It's
Right,
kind of
we
like water. This shit kind of flow like water, man. I want to thank y'all for allowing me to tap into this thing one more time for the one time. It's Sunday. We do this thing all day, but we do it twice on Sunday. And due to the fact that today is Sunday, we just gonna keep it on the one way and let them know that we don't play and we in this thing. And I wanna share something with y'all real quick. Actually,
Right, talk to us.
on a more serious note, uh, kind of tapping in late, a little late this evening. Not sure how long you guys have been online. I had checked about 8 or so. I didn't see nobody on here, but I have received some news earlier, just putting out the prayer warriors throughout the podcast. I have received some news earlier that my brother was involved in a serious car accident,
like Jesus.
recently involved in a serious car accident. He was T-boned by a
Mm,
drunk driver. And I kind of found that out earlier. I wanted to tap in with you fellas earlier. Kind of had me in a different space, obviously. He is stable. He's doing well. He's stable. He had to have surgery from the effects of the accident. I haven't been able to see him yet, but he is and currently recovering right now from being in an accident. He was T-boned by a drunk driver. So just want to put that out there for the Black Elephant family, from me to yours. Just put out some prayers for my brother Cash. Shout out to my brother Cash, and they're gonna keep you lifted up in prayers and get you up out that hospital and a speedy recovery. This is definitely unexpected news, but we taking it one moment at a time. And right now, I'm just thankful that I can still tell y'all that he's still here. And I just wanted to let y'all know that on a more serious note. But we still in this thing, and I just wanted to let y'all know that. So prayers for my brother Cash. Shout out to my brother Cash.
I
It's been
apologize that happened to you, bro. That is a tragedy. I'm glad you said that and had that moment of being real vulnerable and letting us know how your family doing and how they and what they're going through. That is not light at all, bro. T-bone by I know. That's not light at
yeah,
all. We walked away, but being T-boned in the driver's side and then like afterwards feeling shaken up, you feel even in multiple accidents, you feel shaken up. You feel like
yeah,
your body feels not settled in your skin almost. So
most
yeah,
definitely,
big prayers to big homie, bro.
most definitely, definitely an out of body type of experience. I'm glad that you described it like that. It's definitely an out of body experience. I was actually driving earlier. I was leaving my friend's house, and I had received the news, and the news had hit me so hard that I couldn't even drive. I probably sat there for about 35 minutes, man, before I even left. I mean, it just hit me so hard because I didn't know what was going on and what the end result was. And my mom had let me know that he was in surgery, so let me know he was still here. But the shit had hit me so hard, like that'd have been like hearing something like that about one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Like,
refer to y'all as my brothers from another mother. You know what I'm saying? So, if something going on with y'all, then there's something going on with Fizzle. You know what I'm saying? So,
you feel it.
that shit is mutual. That's just mutual all the way around. So it just really hit me hard. And I knew we was tapping in tonight and I wasn't sure exactly when. I knew we had planned for 8, but like I said, that kind of definitely turned things around for me today. It was definitely a game changer. So I've just been taking it one moment at a time, but it's good that I have this space right here to tap in with the family and let you know what's happening, and we still gonna keep this thing going. Praise be to God, he's still here. So God get all the glory.
And just create the space for people to just boom. You know what I mean? Life hits you, and sometimes
Yeah.
the only way you can hit back is just letting that emotion out. You have to take a minute, and then you were still able to grace us with your fizzleness on the podcast. And thank you once again for popping in your most traumatic time that you're having at this moment, bro. That's that's dedication, my G.
Well, I definitely appreciate that. I definitely appreciate you saying that. I think that this actually shows a different type of pedigree, a different the testament. It shows, like you said, dedication. This is more than just a podcast to me. This has become more of a family to me. This is a network. This is a positive network. This is a positive network and family. Uh, but we've known each other before this, prior to this. But the thing that brings us all together is, from what I see and what I've been experiencing, is is that we all can just be ourselves. We can all be ourselves here, 110%. We can all put it out on the table and let each other know exactly what's going on. Sometimes things hit us out of nowhere in life, just like I was hit with that news today. So, I mean, it's just like you got to be thankful and grateful and appreciative for the people that you have. So, you two fellas are two people that are definitely on that list. So, we go back like eight flats on two Cadillacs. So,
That that just brings us to the next topic, JT. What GS was talking about, if you had to call the government because you own this house that's all the way back so far on your land that you got to name your road to your houses. What would you name? What would you name your street to your house? Did I say it right, G?
Yeah, pretty much. The way I said it is like you got this estate, right?
yeah,
And it's pushed back off the main street or main road or wherever you live, and you pretty much got to get a road that go up to your house, that goes up into like where people can drive to where you live or whatever, right?
yeah,
But you got to name this street. Like it's that official to where we got to figure out what we about to put on Google Maps or Apple Maps or whatever. Like we got to figure out what this property is going to be named or what this street is going to be named. This is a private street, basically. What are you
So
naming it?
now let me ask you this. That's a great question, by the way. Let me ask you this. Do I get two streets, like a street sign? Because a street be off a street. Do I get two streets, or is it just one main private street?
I think the main street is still the main street, but if you want to get like the joint that the cross streets thing,
Yeah.
so you can get your name, the street that you about to name on top of it, I don't see why they wouldn't do that. You got
Okay.
to have
Well,
a
I'm
stop
going.
sign up though.
Okay. Well, I'm going this way then. I'm going Taylor Way. I'm going Taylor Way. You hear me? And then when you pull in, it's gonna be not ordinary lane. You know what I'm talking about?
I ain't mad at it, man. I ain't mad at it. I was for sure gonna go Cloudsville Lane.
Yes, sir. Because not ordinary is part of the grind man, the team grind man music. Shout out to team grind man music. Shout out to Cloudsville. You know what I'm talking about? So not ordinary is how we move. It's how we do things. It's how we go about life. Everything we do is just not ordinary. It's not regular. It's outside the box. It's something you're not expecting. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would do, man. I go Taylor Way, and then you pull in, it's gonna be not ordinary lane. You feel me?
Yeah, I ain't mad at that.
For sure, for sure, for sure. I mean, I'd like to have more than one estate, but one is a good start for sure. What
I
about you,
definitely,
Dave? What
yeah, I
about you,
definitely
Dave?
call that shit Gillian Drive. Like I was telling G, you got Gillian Drive, you got Ariel Ariel Lane, Gabrielle Boulevard, Isabel Circle, Ashley Mountain.
Isabel
You can
Circle.
go, yeah,
Okay. Well,
everybody get
okay. I
named.
see where you're going. I see where you're going with it. Then, if we add it like that, then I mean, if we doing it like that, you feel me?
Buy you and get you a whole street. Let's see what we can really do. This is my estate, man.
Yeah, we could go Aaliyah Street and Brayley Parkway. You're
You know what I mean? I want to leave. Let's leave my crib. Let's own downtown.
yeah.
I need to own a
That's
section for
crazy.
some real estate.
That's crazy. Ariel Avenue and Bella Boulevard. That's what's up, man. That's crazy. A state is crazy work. That's crazy work.
That one of them compounds that you talking about, G?
Yeah, I think a compound would be really dope. As long as, you know what I'm saying, the people that are there are pulling their weight. Because if you get a compound and you just buy a bunch of houses and the people staying in them for free, then you pretty much a hotel at that point. But
I think
I think like if everybody kind of, you know, doing what they got to do to pour back into the fold, that'll be like the beginning of having like a city for real, for real.
you ever
Like a
see
little
them
mini, like
families.
a little mini city and shit.
Yeah, that's 2 or 3 compounds together. That's a mini city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
I,
little zip code.
I was just listening to something where they was talking about like how much it'd take to create a black city or whatever. And they were saying like you could kind of start with like 10 people and make a 10-man city. And they had like a whole blueprint that was laid out for it. But it kind of just got me to thinking like, what would it take for something like that to come back together? Because you know how like whenever black people start talking about coming together, especially when it comes to putting your money together, everybody starts talking about like what happened in Tulsa and you know all of this other stuff. Like, oh yeah, we had it, and then they came and burnt it or whatever. And that did happen. We ain't gonna act like that didn't happen. But we also got to think about it like now we kind of and document things. You know what I'm saying? Like if something like that was to happen again, there's no way it's not getting caught on camera. Like they can't just sneak and do some stuff like they did back in the past. So it had to be blatant. And then from there, you know what I'm saying, you can handle your candle. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get your get back, get your money, get whatever. But I was just thinking like, man, how much money would it take or how many people would it take to really like start a city and really like just keep the black dollar in rotation and become self-sustaining?
That's a fact on question. Because I feel like it wouldn't take that much, but it would take a significant amount of money to keep it going for people to feel appreciated or valued. You gotta have extreme value in something like that. You know, the name sounds amazing, but for the people to really stay, they have to find extreme value with basic work and basic tasks like the skill trade. They gotta love it. It's just the love and the passion for what they gotta do. Somebody got love infrastructure like that. Like they don't. It just can't be money. So you can put whatever at it. If people still ain't gonna treat it with respect, you just gonna get
But don't you
privileged
think,
to it.
but don't you feel like you would have to respect it because it's yours?
Absolutely. I mean,
That you would think so, right? You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
I feel like that's how I feel, G. It'll take whatever amount, but when I feel like if you still, even if you have uppity black people, you still gonna have fucking black people problems, white people problems, people problems. People are fucked up.
No, for sure. I mean, like, as long as people have different brains, there's going to be conflict because you know what I'm saying. You might want to watch the Lakers. I want to watch Portland, or you know what I'm saying. Just whatever. It's gonna be little small things that people always have an issue with. But I feel like if the bigger picture is so important that people learn how to put the pettiness to the side, you know what I'm saying. Something powerful, something magical can happen.
Okay.
But I feel like the pessimism is always, we're not gonna be able to get people to get along long enough for something like that to build. And with that mentality, it's never gonna happen. So like, if you see a girl, you know what I'm saying, somebody you want to get at, but you keep telling yourself, oh no, she don't even like dudes that look like me, or she don't date people that don't have this dollar amount or whatever, you're gonna stop yourself from shooting that shot. So ultimately, you're putting that girl out of your league.
Mhm.
You taking her out of the equation, period. You know what I'm saying? She might be into whatever you got going on. But you immediately saying like, you know what? I can see a bunch of reasons this to go wrong, so I'm not gonna try.
Oh, okay.
so in other words, what's making them, if I can just tap in here, in other words, he was talking about people being pessimistic, people being petty. I feel like a lot of projects, especially when it comes to putting together a mini city. I mean, you got to have people that are not only willing to come together like a community for real. I mean, even if it's 300, 400 people in one little section to start it off with, I'd rather have a few hundred that are consistent than 1,000 that are just treating it like it's not, like it shouldn't be something that should be invested into. I feel like your ability to be able to sustain something and maintain something, especially as a group, when we're talking about a mini city here, it's all about a mindset. If that 300 or 400 or so people have a mindset to where, hey, I can help you with this, as opposed to, hey, I don't like the help you're getting, if you will, figuratively speaking. Instead of coming together, the people that don't want to come together, those are the ones that will stop the overall progress of the project, whatever that project may be. In this case, we're talking about a mini city. Pettiness has ruined many different projects, many different things that could have become something even more greater, bigger than their pettiness, bigger than their attitudes. I think it comes down to, when it comes to being petty or being mature, your results are going to depend on that. Your results are going to reflect that. Whatever you give is what you get. Whatever you get is what you give. If you're petty, you're going to have bullshit results. If you're consistent, if you're motivated, if you're team players, if you're all working together to keep this city sustained, if you will, there's nothing that you can't do. But if people are petty and, get beside themselves about every little thing and can't work together, that pettiness is what keeps them from working together, which brings that inconsistency, which reflects in your results. So in turn, the better you work together, the better your results. That's what I got.
Yeah, I'm with it with that part because basically it's about a passion, right? It's like you gotta have people there dedicated and passionate about just that one thing they can do. Once you talk about everybody doing everything and milking every cow, and we gotta have one cow milk. We gotta have four cow milkers, and that's their job to milk the damn cow. Not pay them to milk cows. They get to go home at 7, type shit. Like in order to have something like this, I need everybody in their place doing their job. Not saying you can't pivot. I'm saying if you want to do something, you got it. It's in your hands till you fuck it up. You fuck it up. Let's get you somewhere else. Like in order to have something like that, true passion in infrastructure will have to be the main goal here. I have everybody here that got high skilled trades. We all like drinking wine and we all like hanging out in the middle of the night. What are we gonna do here? We gonna build some houses and hang out at the evening time because this is our time. We know everybody here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what do
Yeah,
you
I
want that
feel it.
temptation of we partying every night, or do you want to build a time?
I feel like the best way to, if it is gonna happen, you find enough people to make something like that happen. While y'all saving up the money that it's gonna take to get the land and all of this other stuff, y'all need to be putting those practices in place already. So
Hmm.
let's say that it's a plot of land in one of those states that, isn't super populated, but it got a lot of space. So let's just say in Montana off the top of my head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We like, okay, you know what? It's X amount of acres in Montana, and Montana's not super expensive. So why don't we work together in Atlanta? You know what I'm saying? While we stacking our stuff up, Atlanta has the houses we need already, or, you know what I'm saying? We already get used to working together. If I am owning a grocery store, I'm already going to the black farmers to get my meats and my veggies and all of this stuff that I'm putting in the store. I'm already going to black designers to figure out what clothes we're going to put on the shelves for people to shop. I'm already going to, you know what I'm saying, black companies for all my tech goods. And because there's many times that you can go to a store and get a charger cable from some random brand. It's probably a black brand out there that's selling them too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you work on having a store that's sourced with black items, and then If you are a doctor's office, you work on making sure that you got black staff. Make sure you're hiring black doctors. Make sure you're hiring black people that answer the phones in the front. Your clerical people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If if you know a mall, make sure that you are whatever you sell in the store is owned by black people. So like you can start that infrastructure somewhere that isn't the middle of nowhere. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And y'all get used to working with each other somewhere that y'all already comfortable being. And then when it's time to put the city together, y'all got enough money for it, then
Got to
y'all move
slap
it
it
out.
down then. That's it. It's already been playing. You just slap it down and go.
Yeah.
And another thing, it's like you think of all those people, if they can actually work together. I mean, I was just watching something the other day about team development, people working together, keeping people on your team that know how to not only stick together, but know the ins and outs of exactly of what you're doing. Like he was talking about putting this city together, move Atlanta or New York or LA, wherever it may be, wherever you are. If you can have a team that's centralized around that, focused on training and motivating and developing people to where they already know what to do, they can not only sustain and keep that establishment going, they can help others do it too. And that's how you grow that city or that 300 or 400. That's how you grow it bigger. I feel like development starts with the leaders. Speed of the leader is the speed of the team. So I mean, if you have some people that are willing to work with you, work with each other, and stay on the same accord, I mean, everybody is like-minded, and the goal is the same. You can duplicate that. You can duplicate that teaching. You can duplicate that development over and over and over again, like a pipeline, if you will. You can duplicate that and do that over and over again, and people can flow right into that from what's been being taught. That's what I got.
So basically, if you get that going with great infrastructure, with great people locked in, you can
Yep.
basically have people teaching each other how to keep it
Yep.
locked in, and then teach
Absolutely.
each other how to grow into the job and roles they need to fulfill. So
Yep.
basically, no job will be empty. Every job will be rotated according to however you want to rotate it.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And then once y'all get the economy up and running, you got enough people coming in to, you know what I'm saying, get some money flow to the city. You gotta have somebody go outside the city and find two good crackheads.
Nigga.
So I knew somebody was gonna hit me with something to make me laugh. I knew it.
I'm like, how?
I'm just- Bro, it's
that
about
was
balance,
that was so
bro.
random. Dream,
It's
shout out to
about balance.
Dream for always being random, man. Shout out to Dream for always
It's
being random.
about balance, bro. Like
Them
cause somebody gotta move. You know what I'm saying? The way y'all moving, y'all need somebody that you can give, you know what I'm saying, a couple dollars
straight.
to. It's still black dollars.
It's still
It's
black.
still keeping black money in circulation. Go ahead.
Not the Fiend Reynolds.
So
Exactly. Eh,
not the Fiend. It's giving Fiend Reynolds.
I'm just saying, that's some of the hardest working people you gonna find. And if
Man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. You gotta
just to
look.
keep the
You got
economy, you
you
know
gotta
what
look
I'm
way back. That shit crazy.
I'm not dealing
saying?
with guys.
Okay, maybe we leave that. Maybe I went too far with that one.
No, you did.
Yeah,
But the
bro.
rest
That was
but the
random.
rest of it sound like a real, you know what I'm saying? If you can get enough people to get used to working with each other and there's enough black
Maybe
outlets.
I shouldn't have said that, but they'll get the
Yeah, I
joke.
think I might have tripped out with that one. You know, I can admit when I'm wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong.
Over the top. That's perfect. I'm on. Man, you gonna have some background music and all that. The action. Oh my god.
Yeah, make sure you keep that, Dane. Make sure you keep that.
I'm just saying.
Oh, for sure, man. Nevertheless, God bless. Less stress and be your best. It's the Black Elephant Podcast. It's your boy Fizz. Dano Dan and the Dream. We understand. The new Dream Team. Holla at your boy. It's your boy.
It's your host, Brandon Gillian, and I got I got JT. He gonna send him out with his dang.
Like I said, man, we back like we left something. We had to come back like we forgot something. We in this thing. It's the Black Elephant Podcast. It's your boy, the music extraordinaire, the vibe extraordinaire, 810 Grime A Fizzle, one of Flint's finest. We in this thing with Dino Dane.